1, apartment 4, open 9119. Any Hallback units at 200 1779 and RD 457.
Welcome back, Original Gangsters. OG out here with you at the OG compound up on Danger Mountain. And the snow here in western Idaho has finally started to melt. So I wanted to get out a video real quick about a knife that I think you guys are really going to like. Hey, if you're watching this on OG's Danger Show channel, do me a favor. Put it on pause right now. Click on this link right here or the link down in the description section and go over and watch this exact same review over on OG's Danger Mountain. It's a channel I started a little over a year ago, and I've put one other knife review up over there. I haven't done anything with the channel. So if you guys will help me get some more view time over there on OG's Danger Mountain, it's going to be my channel for everything non-firearms related. And I don't know, I just think it'll be fun to do some things that I don't have to worry about monetization and getting strikes and restrictions and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys will do me a favor, press pause, press the thumbs up button, and go over and watch this on OG's Danger Mountain, and we'll see you over there in just a second. Now, first of all, I'm not a guy who should be reviewing knives. I don't know the first thing about knife nerdiness, the metallurgy, what steels are best, and what Rockwell hardnesses are best. I know just enough to get myself in trouble. But I met the Almar guys from Almar Knives at SHOT Show 2025 in Las Vegas exactly 3 months ago. They've probably been wondering where I've been with their knife that they gave me to review, but I've been carrying this thing and I wanted to carry it for 3 months. Today marks exactly 3 months. I hate watching knife reviews where a guy's owned a knife for all of a week and he gives you his opinion on just how tough it is, but in actuality, he hasn't really used it and abused it. I've been carrying this knife every single place I've been, every day, in my pocket for 3 months. And this has been the only knife I've used. This thing, 3 months, is still sharp as hell. And I don't know exactly why it's sharp as hell. I religiously sharpen my knives, usually about once a week or anytime I'm going to carry a different knife from my knife collection. So far, this Almar knife has been crazy good knife to carry and nutty sharp. I can't even believe how sharp this thing is. While I was at SHOT Show in Las Vegas, I was talking to the Almar guys. There's every knife maker in the world at SHOT Show. It's not just guns and bullets. But I was intrigued by the Almar offerings. I stopped into their booth. I ended up talking with their marketing guy for, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes. My cameraman cut his finger open real good. And at the end of it all, I ended up walking away with one of their knives. This one's called the 3.6-inch Combo SERE 2020 Night G. The 3.6 is obviously the blade length, 3.6 inches. The Combo SERE is a designator for the partially serrated, partially plain blade. This is kind of my favorite setup because you got a little bit of everything in your blades. But it's called the Night G because of this black nitride coating, and I thought this was one of the coolest knives they had in their booth. So when their marketing guy asked me what I would like to test, this is the one I picked out. Now, a lot of people are saying, Almar knives, aren't those cheapy gas station knives? You know, I had heard of Almar years ago, and I didn't really know that much about Almar knives. But this thing has been absolute sturdy little beast. So I'm really surprised at the quality. And here's the best part. The price on this thing. I'm going to save that for you for just a minute, but you're not going to believe the prices on these things compared to other knives that I own in my collection. Now, Almar is actually a dude. Almar is a Chinese dude. He's the son of Chinese immigrants. He was born in the United States. He enlisted in the Army during Vietnam, and he actually served in the Special Forces unit, and he actually volunteered for a Green Beret unit while in Vietnam. So the guy's done some pretty badass stuff. When he got back to the United States, he went to the Art Center in Pasadena and got his master's degree in industrial design. So not only does he know what a knife needs to be, but he knows how a knife needs to be designed to be ergonomic and very useful. Almar worked for Gerber for a long time and got to know the knife trade before setting out on his own in 1979. So in the early 80s, he made a lot of knives for the police and the military, and one of the first ones he made was the SERE folding knife. Now, here's an interesting little fact. Now, I hate it. You guys probably hate it too. When any tool out there, whether it's a knife, gun, a baseball hat, anything that's named after a special forces unit that really has no pedigree there, you see it all the time. Navy SEAL knives, Navy SEAL watches. By the way, my non-Navy SEAL watch is awfully dirty. You see SOG knives and everything. It's alluding to the fact that these things were used or approved by these special forces units when 9 times out of 10 they weren't. Here's the cool thing. Not only did Almar actually serve in the Special Forces and the Green Beret before designing these knives, this was the first knife that was actually accepted for use in the SERE school in North Carolina, the actual survival, escape, resistance, and evasion school in North Carolina. So this thing's actually got some SERE pedigree and has served in the SERE school and can wear that name with honor, unlike some of those other rinky-dink knives. Now the combo SERE is 8.37 inches when fully open. When you close it up and you have just the handle, you're going to get a total length of 4.8 inches. As we mentioned before, the blade is 3.6 inches. And the steel here at the base of the blade is 0.15 inches thick. It has a very nice thick blade that tapers down at this, I don't even know what the name, I'm sure there's some technical name for this little tapering off here, but instead of a nice smooth transition, it actually drops into a finer point. And I found that this thing, let me introduce you to Turd Ferguson if you're new to the channel. Turd's appeared in quite a few videos. Turd's been cooped up in the house for, what, 5 months? About 5 months. Due to the snow, and he has not been able to get outside. So he's very, very excited to be out here in the wild chasing, I don't know what he chases, mice, rabbits? What do you do? Oh, you don't chase anything because you're a lazy sack of shit. Now the blade steel on this thing is called D2. I don't know that much about blade steels. In fact, I know virtually nothing about blade steels. All I know is this thing's been very strong. And as I mentioned before, it has kept an edge on here like I can't believe. So I haven't tried sharpening it yet. I haven't needed to sharpen this knife yet, but D2 steel, I don't know if that's related to R2D2 or what. Now they claim a Rockwell hardness of 58 to 60. And from what I've seen from other knives that I own, that's not very hard.
That's what she said.
But I'll tell you what, I haven't noticed any marks on this thing. I've been batoning this thing. I've been smacking it into rocks and fence posts and wire and all kinds of different materials. One of the things I like to do here is check to see how the liner lock in there is going to hold against that little barrel, whatever they call that little nut in there, the base of the blade. See if it's going to fold up on me ever when I'm using it under hard use. Now, of course, you'd never do anything with the spine of your knife like this, but I can bash this thing against wood. It's not going to collapse. It's not going to fold up. It's a nice, heavy, sturdy liner lock in there. Almar calls this their Talon style blade, and as we mentioned before, it's a combo edge with the serrated knife and plain edge knife. These blades like this are a little bit harder to sharpen because you have to get a ceramic rod that'll fit down in those little serrations, but the front of it can be shaped up on any standard knife sharpening block whetstone. One of the things, speaking of the blade, that I really like about this knife, I'm a big fan of any knife that has some kind of assisted opening. That's why I'm a big fan of Spyderco knives. But a lot of my knives have this little shark's fin here on the back. When you're drawing it out of your pocket, as long as you're carrying it tip up, your finger is automatically placed right there on the little shark's fin, and with the spring assist opening in the combo SERE, the thing snaps open as if it was a switchblade. So very easy to open, and with one thumb you can fold it up and put it back in your pocket, one-headed knife. This is a flat grind blade, if you know anything about blades, and I know very little, and it's coated in there what they call their black titanium coating. Again, I've been using this thing for 3 solid months, and I'm just starting to get a little tiny bit of wear into that black coating. Some pretty tough stuff. Now the handle on this thing is a thick little beast. It's a chunky boy. But that, when we have big hands, that actually makes it a nice knife to hold. It's actually 0.57 inches according to Almar's website, a little over ½ an inch wide. Did I mention that these are G10 little textured scales there on the side? So it gives you nice, good grip on it. I've got big, giant Shrek hands, and I can get my hands all the way around that and still have room at the base of the knife. It's got rounded G10 scales on it, and the thing has been really nice to use. This thing weighs 4.7 ounces, so it is, again, a chunky boy. It's not the lightest knife I own. It's actually a little heavy. Good Lord, this cat has been gone for like 2 minutes, and he came back covered in dirt. Where did you go? A little dirt merchant. At 4.7 ounces, this thing is a little heavy, but I've been wearing it even in lightweight shorts around the house, and it's just not too heavy. It works perfectly. So that brings me to the price, and this is crazy. I don't carry a lot of very expensive knives. In fact, I have very few. When I was on duty for all those years, I carried very, very low-end knives because I beat the shit out of them, and they often fell out on the side of the freeway somewhere or out in the countryside. Almar knives sells this thing through some knife distributors for $62. That's right, this thing is $62. That means this extremely tough, very, very sharp 3 months later knife that is very, very well built is about half the price of my Spyderco. This thing is 62 bucks. When you go over to Almar's website, and I'm going to leave you a link down here in the description section, that's something I can do on a knife review. When you go over to Almar's website, they're going to give you several different distributors that sell their knives. When you click on that, it's going to take you right to this knife at Blade HQ or, I don't know, Knife Town, Knife City. And when you get over there, you're going to see these knives, 62 bucks. You know, one of the things I'm most impressed about is this clip. I tend to catch clips on every single door frame. This thing is still unbelievably strong right here. I don't know what they used, but none of my knives, doesn't matter if it's a Gerber knife, I've got Benchmade, I've got Spyderco, nothing has held this strong. I always, and I'm sure you guys do too, I always bend these things, catch them on a door frame or something, and bend this, and then you got to take the whole thing apart and bend it back together and bolt it on again. This thing has been riding with me, as you can tell from with the wear on the edges. It's been riding everywhere I go for 3 months. That is still the strongest clip of any of my inventory. Wow, good job there, Almar. 3 months later, this is still one of the strongest clips of any knife I've ever owned. It's a reversible clip, so you can spin it to the other side, but I like it just like it comes out of the box. It allows for tip-up carry in my pocket, which is pretty much the way these knives are designed to be used. So I've had the combo SERE out here, and today I filmed a bunch of different materials. It zipped right through pieces of plastic hose. I was really shocked at how sharp this blade is 3 months later. It's got little tiny micro nicks on it. It needs to be shaped up. But this thing 3 months later was able to zip right through a ball cap. I'm actually rather surprised at how sharp this thing is after 3 solid months of abusing it on every material known to mankind. I normally sharpen my knives religiously. I've left this thing alone, not sharpened it. Look at that, mate. OG finger wiggle cap. Just for me boys down under. Johnny, kind of surprised at how sharp this thing remains. This is the cardboard section of the bill of a cap. And I mean, that's a pretty clean cut. It's been able to cut right through HDMI cord. I was able to cut a tennis ball in half. Keeps your ears warm in the winter. That's thinking smarter, not harder. And one of the things I really liked about it is that it does not have a weak point. I've broken a lot of knives, broken the tips off, sometimes within minutes of owning them. And this thing, I've dug it into some wood and was doing some prying with it, and it was able to chip the wood just fine. No problem with that knife point whatsoever. Surprisingly, 3 months later, with no sharpening, I was able to zip through some twine and some different cordage with this thing. Again, the plain edge has been just a dream to get through. When I tried to get through some restraints, these are like zip ties, but they're made for capturing a dude and actually tying him up. The plain edge will not cut through that. It's a hardened, very toughened material. The plain edge would not get through that. It would just make a little mark on it. But the serrated side zipped right through. Pretty dang cool. Anyway, this has been OG's knife review. Tell me if you guys like this kind of thing. If you like it, I'm going to contact Almar. I'm going to get some more of these things to review here on the channel, and maybe I'll give some of these things away if we get a decent collection of knives. So let me know down in the comment section if you think I should do some more knife reviews, or if you think I should just stay in my lane, stick to the things I know about. Pretty much just bagpipes, exotic dancing, firearms. Not only do I have some other things in my inventory that I use all the time, but I plan on getting a hold of Almar and see if we can get some more knives sent out to test here on the channel. Really had a good time with this one. I think you guys will be very impressed. I love finding things on this channel that are tough as hell and still affordable for the average doughy middle-aged dad. So I think you guys are going to like it. Use the link down in the description. That's one thing I can do with knife reviews, is leave you a link to go straight to the site to buy one of these things. You can't do that with guns. So if you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber, you're new to OG's Danger Show and OG's Danger Mountain, click subscribe down below, especially if you're here on Danger Mountain. Click subscribe down below. I could use all the subscribers and watch hours that I can get. Anyway, that's about it for me. A storm is rolling in. I better pack up everything out here and bring this dirty ass cat back inside. Thank you guys for stopping by and listening to this goofy knife review. You guys stay safe out there. OG out.